So today we're going to talk about Sugar Rice Crinkles, the cereal. A cereal you probably never heard about because it was popping literally in the 50s and 60s. But it has some racist lore to it. I know, a cereal has racist lore. Yeah, it does. And I kind of want to just get into that.
I don't fuck with this cereal company. So, first of all, we have a racist archetype of an Asian caricature on the fucking screen, which is associated with this Post cereal brand. That's weird as fuck. And second of all, there's an August clown in my motherfucking face. Greatest cereal treat on earth, but yet you're discontinued, babe. Shut the fuck up. But I'm going to get more into the rest of this video. So go ahead and click my link for the full fucking video on YouTube. But here's the rest of the clip.
So basically, they had a character named So High. It's an Asian racist caricature. They basically made this character have exaggerated features. Basically named this character So High because it's basically a play because he's like very short. So there's that. They also have this clown, and I'm just like, 50s and 60s, as we already know, the August clown look was popping. We already understand that the August clown archetype stems from the minstrel shows where they take these exaggerated features, the arched eyebrows, the lips, the rosy cheeks, all of that comes from the mockery of black people. We already know that they're obsessed with us. If you're a black watching this, very weird how they wanted to make fun of black people so bad that they make the August clown archetype very odd, very weird, just like they did with the tramp clown look. But anyways, they did two things in this company, just very odd. Like, but this was acceptable back then, so we have to remember that all this is normalized, all this acceptable, because Crinkles was the mascot from 1956 and 1969. Racism was very prominent. It's just fine and dandy to make fun of black people and to be ignorant about what is really the fuck going on with these certain clown archetypes. But yeah, but later on, the Post, which is the cereal brand, altered the clown look. So I don't know if there was some type of social awareness that happened in between, because we have the version from the 1950s to the 1960s, and they cleaned up the look, changed the colors, so that's very interesting. Maybe it's just a coinky dink, but they changed the mascot. And obviously, this cereal later discontinued and paved the way for Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, shit like that. But I also want to talk about what people seen in this cereal, just like how I talked about the Kaboom Clown cereal. So basically, this cereal is a sugary treat. Like I already said, Sugar Rice Crinkles is a product of a company named Post. They were actually in running competition with Kellogg's and General Mills. Surprising, I know. Post actually had a lot of other cereals: Post Nuts, Raisin Bran, Alphabets. Sugar Rice Crinkles is something people, at least at that time, really loved. This cereal had a crispy, crunchy texture. It was sugary more than other rice treats. It was clearly marketed to kids, hence the clown. I feel like Crinkles portion of the name came from the idea of a fun texture, a sensory hook, something that felt playful when you would pour it into a bowl. I feel like they did that on purpose. Now, in older cereal boxes, you would notice bold, colorful lettering that's prioritizing the sugar in the name. Colors that hints at, hey, this is kid friendly, buy this for your kid. Now, just like most cereal brands, Crinkles just follow the trend on making an exaggerated mascot to gather kids' attention. Use this clown because it indicates fun, playfulness, excitement. They're not thinking about what I think about as a black person, like, oh, this is actually racist because this actually stems from the minstrel show. Da, da, da. They're not thinking about none of that. This shit was normalized back then. So yeah, that's what they loved, and that's what the kids loved at the time. And for a cereal brand, they wanted to say this is not just breakfast, this is an experience that you get to have on a Saturday morning. Just like with Kaboom, the clown cereal I mentioned in my previous video. I feel like modern cereal boxes are more minimum, but back then, the 50s, 60s, and 70s, the cereal boxes were just basically trying to jump at you. They're bold, loud, and designed to basically stand out on the shelf. Now, as I say the name Sugar Rice Crinkles, you might think of Rice Krispies, but obviously they're not the same thing. Rice Krispies was marketed with snap, crackle, and pop. Characters who talked, interacted, and created a narrative. Sugar Rice Crinkles didn't have a sprawling narrative like that. They just want to talk about the clown. They just want to talk about the sweetness of their cereal. Like, it leaned into simple sensory appeal. Commercials from that era emphasized colors, a punchy jingle, sugar, which is very much the thing back then. Nobody was thinking about how sugar is bad for you and rot your teeth. No one was thinking about that shit. Sugar was pretty much a staple back then. Kids expected something sweet for breakfast. The parents were very much not concerned about the sugar levels or none of that. But the cereal, like I already said, was basically in competition. Like I already mentioned, Cocoa Puffs, Trix, Cap'n Crunch, Lucky Charms. They were in competition with each other. And guess who lost? Like I already told you. But yeah, Sugar Rice Crinkles had to carve out its own niche. The fact that they added crinkles in there was done on purpose to sound different than other motherfuckers. Simplicity of just sugar and rice. The visual packaging appealed. Now, Sugar Rice Crinkles went bye-bye because of the interest levels. You know, it discontinued. Parents became more health conscious. The parents stopped being NPCs and they're like, oh, this is a lot of sugar. I don't want to buy this. So cereals with high sugar levels was getting capped out. Grocery stores have limited shelf space, so if a cereal is not at the top, you're going to get cut. Now, Post focused on its biggest sellers, and Sugar Rice Crinkles did not keep up. This is very much a common pattern in the cereal world. So if a cereal does not catch up, then you're done. Now, other cereals became staples like Cheerios, Frosted Flakes, Rice Krispies, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is later. But, you know, shit like that. They become staples. They're here to fucking stay. But if somehow the rhythm moves with one of these cereals, then they're out too. Like, it's just how it works in the cereal industry. Now, even though I feel some type of way about the clown and this weird shit that they did with that Asian child, weird as fuck, people probably have nostalgia over the cereal, like, oh my god, that tastes man good, da da da, if they're from like back then at the time or whatever, stuff like that. For a lot of kids, Sugar Rice Crinkles was something very important to their Saturday mornings. It was something that they could just have, a sugary fucking treat. It was something that probably goes on in memories. It's something that people will probably pay premium for because it's retro, old as fuck. Something people will probably pay for just to have a taste of that shit, even though it tastes like dirt now. But, you know, or have a box of it, you know, it's just a different time how the cereal boxes look from back then to now. So, yeah. But that's all I have to say on this weird ass, racist ass cereal company. But yeah, if you have any video suggestions, please let me know. If you want to support my Ko-fi or my Depop where I sell clown dolls, or my personal website in the description. Thank you guys for watching.